Hello, greetings, afternoon or good morning or wherever you are. This is going to be a short one for tonight. Working on technical stuff. I finally got it to work. I'll give you a update. I'm changing to ivanteller.com, switching over to another system. The other one is just preparing for the future, you could say. The web links might be different for like for chat room stuff, and logging in might not work for a little bit. 8 hours. It's shifting over now. I might, if I have any energy, because right now it's not showing on my system, but on my phone it switched over to the new one. So I might do some. I might update everything. Most likely I'll do that. I've been working on it all day. I thought I was going to do a longer video tonight. I'm tired. I was going to do a healing tonight also. So those that submitted questions. Oh, I forgot. I got one I got to do. Okay, anyway, I got one. I got some stuff I got to do. I'm behind, but only because of this whole technical issue. It's like if I don't do it now, it'll just get worse. So I'm gonna try and do that. Yeah, everything's gonna wait till tomorrow. As for healings and questions, I'll do what I can. I'll try to catch up everything tomorrow. I don't have a whole lot, but just for updates. So if you're wondering if I haven't heard anything from me, like one of them, Smiths, Thursday, you'll be hearing from me tomorrow. Tomorrow night, most likely. I don't know where you are, time zone wise. Anyway, this new system, the new those that are on the old membership, the new membership, that's now kind of the crappy one. The new one that I was trying and it kind of didn't work that great. I have your emails. I will be contacting you to give you so you can get in, so if you need to cancel anything or whatever. Just contact me. I'll make it more clear. I'll send the emails out. So either way, you have whatever you need. I don't want to go into all this in the beginning, but yeah, I'm worn out today. So I was going to go into some things, some stuff, but geez. Okay, see you later. Bye. No, that's not it. So yeah, it's kind of like the worn out version. Yeah, because the website, I did one version I was going to do on Shopify. Shopify doesn't work. Not for everything I need to do. So I had to put on another system. So now it's transferring over. So some of the domains are slightly changed. That's why when you log in for the membership, anyway, I'll get that fixed. Hopefully before I go to bed tonight. So yeah, my energy is like gone. Yeah, because I was going to go into a little bit. I'm not sure if my subject matter was going to be anything that boring. But this isn't a whole waste. Not at all. Can't do a channel. I'm too worn out. But as for the world, well, we're going to some positives and we're going to some. Yeah, well, you'll know when I get there. Okay. I found this. Hopefully, I remember to put the link in the description below. This was just uploaded recently, but it's about Needles, California. It's pretty interesting. It happened in 2008. There's a news article also. Well, I'm not sure how good that news article is, but long story short, a lot of people noticed a UFO crash. I believe it was shot down, was my feeling. This is in 2008 by Needles, California, because the reason I think it shot down is because Black Hawk helicopters were flying around not too long after it crashed, and there to pick it up, whatever it was. And even one guy, if you watch this, one guy that saw it was coming. He saw all these black trucks driving by, so he caught an eye of somebody, of one of the drivers or whoever it was. Anyway, he was followed after that. So they call it the Men in Black, and they're very intimidating. At least the vibration he got from it. Yeah, they know how to work they know how to work us. So, when they don't want something, they know how to press our buttons, basically. So it's pretty fascinating. It's in 2008. I mean, that's pretty, and they had eyewitnesses like crazy. And a UFO crashed in a lake. It was pretty awesome. I thought this happened recently. So tri-state residents of the tri-state area of Nevada, Arizona, in California saw something weird blaze out of the sky. It's really, really fascinating. I don't believe it was government ship that was shot down. I don't know who it was. I believe it might have been Palladium. It's hard to say. I do feel like some insectoid from that, but it does believe it was shot down from my feeling of it. So, anyway, that's pretty fast. That's just awesome. I mean, I know it's terrible for a shot down, but it's just, anyway, it's fascinating for, the eyewitnesses and it's in the Nevada, Arizona area, which is strange. I was feeling like going to Arizona in the future. I was thinking about the Zeta Ranch, so you never know. I'll put the link in the description below. Also, I want to go into some economic situations. I know, well, some people are glooming and dooming, and I'm just gonna throw some water on some of this. 11 reasons why the U.S. economy growth is worse than it has been in 3 years. Oh, yeah, I forgot. My Sears update. God, I'm glad I got here. Sears CEO. Some of these companies are just not, that's the CEO of Sears. He's kind of, I know not many people are, I was going to mention this a while ago. One of the, I know a lot of people are big on Sears, but this CEO has been, just been stealing from the company like crazy and getting away with it. And he got kidnapped in the past for doing it. And also a shareholder wrote a story about how he's getting away with this. It's just unbelievable. There was a story on this. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. But anyway, the company has been pretty much detonated from the inside by its hierarchy. So, when they're talking about the economy crashing, at least a lot of these Paylesses not doing so well. Anyway, I can't find it. I know there's not many people came here to hear about this, but it is kind of interesting how the company is being looted from the top. And, and it's not, if you're wondering what Sears looks like. There's an article about it. I don't know. It's not that important. But anyway, a lot of these companies are, which is true, a lot of these retailers are building all these stores thinking they're going to get all this business. And they don't get the business, now they're closing everything down. People are spending differently. And you have these cheaper stores coming up to $5 and less and type of stuff. So, a lot of this is just a bunch of, the economy is going to go up and down. I believe robotics is going to get stronger. I imagine some of you have seen robotics becoming, this is before, I don't know how to spell it. Before I mentioned it earlier, and all of a sudden robot stuff starts popping up here and there. Okay, that said absolutely nothing about it. But anyway, robotics is going to get stronger. As for humanoid robots are going to increase, and that's going to be a new economy. So I wouldn't say it's a lot of things are going to change. I wouldn't put too much worry. Jobs are going to come and go. Retail is going to get hit pretty hard, not just because of Amazon. Just people are just spending online. I'm not sure where Walmart's going. With Walmart and Amazon, I believe Walmart's going to hang in there. But let's see here. I believe Walmart is, they're going to survive. I was thinking that maybe Amazon's going to take them out, but not really. But I mean, mom and pop stores are going to get hurt a little bit more because these two are pretty much going at each other's throats right now. So, and all the other companies, retailers around Walmart and Amazon are not very innovative, so a lot of them will probably go away. Not all. We have H.H. Gregg here, and that was like a useless electronics store that we did not need. And now they're going out of business. It's like, how many people we have out there buying that stuff? Apparently not enough. They had kind of a ridiculous name to it anyway. So basically, this article here is about the retail apocalypse. But I won't put too much into that. It's just, the retail is going to fall, at least in America. It's not going to do great, but also other jobs are going to be coming in also. So companies are spending more. Some of them are. and they're bringing their money from overseas, I believe. So, you know, here this site is called economic collapse. I mean, what is that? So anyway, yeah, that's nice and positive. As for, it was one more thing I was going to go into. Of course, I forgot. So I won't worry too much. Yeah, the economy's going to go up and down, but I wouldn't get too much worry into that. Oh yeah, North Korea. North Korea. From what my feeling is, they're going to do more sanctions. I'm not feeling a whole lot of war right now. You know, I feel sanctions. Nothing's 100% at the moment, but I'm feeling sanctions are going to be hitting it pretty hard. I don't see war right now. It's still on the table. I don't believe they want to go into that direction. I think my feeling, China's getting kind of tired of it, defending them. Russia is, I believe, defending North Korea at the time, from what I'm feeling, but not in some ways. They don't want war. Let's put it that way. From what my feeling is on it. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, see, there's not a whole lot here. So I don't know, they're all standing around, basically, I guess. I mean, possibly troops are going to go in. It's hard to say fully, but either way, it's, anyway. Let's see if anything else. Not much else. Yeah, I won't put too much worry into the. I mean, yeah, the economy's going to go up and down. That's just the way it goes. I mean, my job, I'm surprised it's being held together by glue right now. So, things are just going to. We're going through a shift. I won't put, too much worry into it. What am I getting from all of this? Just basically, yeah, concentrate on the positive, not worry about it. A lot of it's challenging. It's going to be always challenging here. We're coming out of the darkness slowly, as many are still holding on to it, as you can see. Especially I was going to go into this, but let me find it first. I can't pronounce her name for anything. All right. I'll be back. Let's see here. Yeah, it's I was going to go into this real quick again. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, Christina Grimmy. I was going to go into this again. I was going to do a slight channeling on this because some people are just crying that a channeling the way she came through isn't exactly the same as the way she sounds. But I understand when people go to spirit, they sound a lot different. And a lot of people here are under, control. Especially your mass media is not saying, let's all meditate for a little bit. Like, look at the positives of everybody today. They don't do anything like that. It's all just a bunch of drama, basically. So, basically just a message to those that are not connecting to any of this. Some had to have a long way to go to connect to themselves, bring more peace of mind to themselves. They're just angry. Realize you come from a civilization that's very. If you have a child, you have to protect them from rapists. And it's like, what the fuck in the world? And this is people crying about a positive channeling, and they're freaking going after that because they don't know who the hell they are half the time. Because we're all in a war zone, trying not to get molested by somebody. And I was like, what kind of world is this? And so people are holding on to that world, as you could see. The violence, you don't know if you're going to get. It's like, people are part of the pulp culture world, are holding on to that world for dear life. If their friends are not connecting to their guides, they're not going to do it either. They just call it crazy and move on and go back to being depressed and not knowing who they are. But I guess I'm going to kind of I was going to talk about today. I wasn't planning on going into. I was going to go take a nap, but yeah, that's. I mean, I was going to do a channeling about it also, but I'm technically doing a conscious channeling to a certain degree, just to basically what I'm getting from spirit. Just love yourself and concentrate on yourself, and not worry about everybody else. But this is just a message to those that are kind of like coming after me with like their claws, like saying it's not real. And they're not even connecting to themselves. They're a stranger to their own self. You know, spirit comes from, you know, the other side into a child as it's being developed and born. So your spirit is basically running your vehicle called your body. And people don't know that. They have no idea what that is. You know, that's crazy talk. So, yeah. So we're still in adolescence, as you can see. Not all of us, but a good amount. So basically, I'm just reaching out to those. I don't know if anyone's going to pay attention and care, but that's fine. But it says there's more as you meet the eye. It is a spiritual adventure we are in right now. And there are ups and downs of spiritual awareness also, meaning that many of us have to concentrate on third density. Because we're here, we chose this, so we say like we're all like a key. We're here to unlock it, so we can go into the 4D, not have all this, you know, pop culture, you know, mind control, you know. And that's the nice thing about YouTube and other mediums like that. I'm not sure about Facebook. I don't know what that is, but Facebook, I guess, is kind of like I'm not sure what that is. It's like a AI. I think it is turning into an AI creation of its own, basically. Eventually, Facebook, and I hate to bring this up, but Facebook probably is starting to turn into its own, like, self-aware creature. I think I'm joking. Look at the one that's running it. Zuckerberg is, you'd be surprised. And who knows? It can be going on right now. And probably is to some degree. Just saying that, you know. I'm not saying that's Skynet, but anyway, I'm not putting my doubts on that. I believe that something around those lines does exist. But it is nice to have platforms where you can express yourself, where the mainstream media is losing its momentum. It's for the old, and many of them are not watching and don't care. It's a bunch of BS anyway. So, but the newer generations are creating their own media. That's what's nice about Facebook. YouTube and other, I guess, Facebook to some degree. That one hurts when I say that, though. It's the oligarchy that's running it. If you feel the energy around what's running it, you look at it a whole lot different. It's just some kind of creature. I'm not sure what it is. Anyway. Yeah, Zuckerberg is when you look at him, you see his interviews, he's not look human at all. I'm sorry. He does, I mean, look human, but it doesn't have to. I mean, it looks robotic. So, a robot building a robot, basically. That's very Zeta, actually. So, yeah. So I'm putting this out there about Facebook turning into an AI creature. Not to put any negativity towards it, but just to let you know that it's probably in the works, if it's not already implemented. And I believe some of it already is alive. I'm being super serious. Now, Google does not have that. They're not into that type of thing. But Zuckerberg is a different creature. And I believe also Zuckerberg, now I'm connected to the 4D energies. He's done this shit before. Was very friendly. Now, I'm not saying that this thing's going to come and get everybody. No. I'm just saying that Facebook is there's something else there. It could be a living creature. I wouldn't doubt it. I'm serious. An AI creature, from what I'm feeling. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Maybe not, but anyway. Of course, most people would just laugh it off and say, I don't think so. You'd be surprised. Well, we're not here alone, that's for sure. So, as for of healing of the soul, meditation helps a positive environment, which is very difficult to connect to these days. Well, it's not in our pop culture media, not at all. You turn on the news, it doesn't exist. Even music, modern music, depending on what you listen to, is not very flattering. So you have to. There are places, of course, but the mainstream, it does not exist. That's where the cabal lives. So you can. Luckily, artists are still, being funded or finding some way to fund their art, which is great. So, um, so basically, I'm mentioning that for healing purposes. If you want to unplug from the matrix, there are places you can go. And of course, places on Facebook also, as for groups of alien. Of course, my groups, nobody's ever there. I don't do anything on it. It's Facebook. It's Godzilla to me. But anyway, I still use it, but I try to stay away from it also. Of course, I know it's not doing me much favors, but anyway. But yeah, there's groups there that you can connect with. But yeah, it's kind of difficult to find people online to connect with for this type of environment. The webinars are good for that if you're there in person. It does help. That's one place. But yeah, those are connected to the matrix of our pop culture. Realize that when you connect to spirit, it's a whole different animal. It's not judging anybody, first off, and it's a totally different, and you're going through somebody's filter also when they're channeling. So you're going through that too. So you have different, I don't know, but I just see that the mainstream folks out there are hammered into their mind control music and sports. They're given this reality, and it's just they just shy away and just call a bunch of nonsense and go back to being controlled, basically. They say that's a bunch of nonsense, and they go back into the matrix, basically, or they never left, for that matter. It's easier there. Exactly. You got your chips, you got your beer, you got your acceptance. Then when you start connecting to aliens and feeling that, you don't have to connect to all this fear anymore, you can be yourself and just be a lunatic, that's okay. And be whatever sexual preference you want to be. If you want to be no sexual preference, that's fine also. Just be a human with no gender. Nothing wrong with that either. Good luck on connecting to the mainstream, but those numbers are going to increase as for people that don't want to be part of the norm at all. We commend you, and you are not alone, and we just thank you for your bravery, and we send our love. Even to those that are, it's easier, as I said, it's easier to be asleep than awake. Being asleep is easier, you're accepted, you got your chips, you got your drink, you got your lazy boy, you got whatever, you're accepted by everybody. Football is your life, or whatever it is. That's great, but God forbid you connect to anything that's not that. And just say it's a bunch of bullshit and just go back to being negative again, So bring a peace of mind into the soul, peace of mind to family. Family needs healing. Especially have family members that are kind of shady around children and become very shady around that and just hide, they put on this fake persona. Understand when you're connecting to spirit, you become your abilities awaken, so you can see if someone's not being who they seem to be. So if you have an uncle, a brother, whoever that's not acting normal, they're hiding something. This is why you connect to your spiritual connections. Anybody can do it. And then that something's not right. And you can possibly, depending on what's meant to happen, you can avoid abuse if you wanted to, and if it's meant to be. There's some cases that need to happen from what I'm feeling, but not all. You can change things, though. That is for certain. If the intent has to be there to change, it can happen, but people need to learn. Also, that's why these negative events happen, but also you can avoid them also. So that's what the benefits of connecting to spirit. Not to say you're perfect, not to say you're going to see everything, but does heighten your abilities to have a more calmer, peaceful life. Okay, sort of there. But, you know, and you're connecting to what you wish to connect with also, which is easier said than done, but if you connect with spirit, most likely you'll find what you're looking for. It's like, I'm not finding what I'm looking for, but I will find it eventually, but you have peace within yourself instead of just going insane all the time, or sometimes I feel like I'm going insane all the time. But anyway, so none of us are perfect. But anyway, you know, if you're going to lose your mind, just calm yourself down. Find some way to cool yourself, because I've been going through some changes. Not personally, just technology-wise. I'm going to take my computer and throw it out the window after I bought it. No. Yeah, whatever. Just go to the store and just start bashing just take all the AI stuff out of here. Anyway. Technology, just kind of love it. Anyway. But yeah, connecting to spirit does bring a positive vibration to yourself. Because a lot of people don't know how to vent out their frustrations, and connecting to your angels and your guides does help. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to connect to everything. You don't have to connect to every tree, grass. You don't have to connect to everything. But the idea is for you to be less stressful and stress-free, if even possible for that. It's just, it takes, you know, it just one thing after the, you know, one thing after the other. I know I'm saying a lot of stuff that some people already know, but not everyone. Some people are new here. So, then some people need to hear it again. Some agree. But basically, this message is for those that just think we're all a bunch of crazy people. And yes, we are, but, you know, crazy is a lot more interesting than what you're living. Netflix, it's great and everything, but making that your whole life, oh, thanks. You know what I mean? I mean, it's good to have it, of course, but there's more things to life than what they're shoveling to us. Especially in the movies these days, sometimes you gotta wonder why. A lot of it. Oh yeah, I didn't mention this. You know, like for the Cabal, I don't fully understand this one, but I'll mention it. Just put it out there. You know how they, like for movies, they spend like freaking hundreds of millions of dollars to create just crap. Yeah, sometimes it's alright, it's entertaining, whatever, but a lot of it's like, what did I just watch? Just a hollow room, right? What I felt is like obviously the Cabal is connected to everything. They know exactly what's going on. They see us as sheep, basically. But I also do see them. No, they're not seen here. Yes, there is a Illuminati that is seen here. Of course, they don't put a sign on their back say, hey, guess who we are. I'm talking about the higher dimensional Cabal. The alien Cabal. From what I saw, I just saw a glimpse of this. I'm not sure I forgot what I was connected to. I brought this in. But I saw them spending like $200 million on a movie and then crashing it. Like Gods of Egypt. You can look it up. It was recently last year, I believe. I believe it was this year. Gods of Egypt. $200 million symbolism movie. I'll post it. Oh, yeah. Well, let me tell you what I saw. I saw the Illuminati, somebody, making sure it would fail. They wanted it to fail because they don't want people to see it. They're meaning what I've got is they're putting their message out there, but they don't give a shit if it makes no money. The idea is that their message was put out there. That's what I saw. And it's not just with the big, I believe that's, let's see, let me check it. Let's see what year it was put out. Now it's on DVD. It's in 2016. It's on DVD now. Yeah, it came out in June. I'm not going to go into full detail of this. But this is it. It's on DVD now. There's a boatload of symbolism. Now, this is just an example. I believe there are others that just movies that, I don't know, I just saw Illuminati creature, I want to say. I saw him, putting the mindset of people not paying attention to it. Just calling it a bunch of rubbish, which it probably is. But apparently there's a lot of messages within it. Now, that's just an example. I haven't seen it. I probably should see it eventually, but I'm not sure if I want to see it, to be honest with you. I might just look at the spoilers. But that was something else. I've never seen it. I actually had a visualization of being doing it. I actually visualized it being it was white. It was a white being, and it was just, I don't know what the details of, I just saw him putting pressure, some kind of energy pressure or doing something. But yeah, money doesn't mean anything to them. I mean, they can create it, it doesn't matter. But as for what that meant, I don't know if I was directly to that movie, but they didn't give me full details. What I'm getting is it's a message to all of them, the Cabal, in different certain levels. That they are, I'm not sure if they're exactly told to watch it or that is fuzzy. I'm not being told it. Like, hey, go to the store and go watch that, or go to the movies and go see that. I don't think that's the case. But what I'm gathering is like if they just hear the title of it, they kind of know what the message is already. Something like that. I don't know. Like Gods of Egypt, loaded with stuff. I haven't seen it, but I can feel it. That's what I mean. It's just like, I don't think they even have to watch this stuff. It's just to keep the agenda going and also to clear them of karma, and there's much more to it than that. So they have to tell us stuff before they do it. Not to say they're going to wipe out the economy, or it's just something they do. I don't think it's like we're going to end up in Egypt or whatever. Whatever some people might be thinking. World War III. Oh man, the news just find Alex Jones and whoever else. World War III that is the drumbeat of headlines apparently. Anyway, I digress. But either way, what I'm feeling is like, seeing something like that, I imagine more will come through. Of what some of that means, probably not. It's hard to say. I'm not getting a whole lot. I'm getting blocked left and right. I do feel remote viewers around right now. I usually don't feel that. I feel it around actually the White House. That's what you're saying. That's a new one. Reptilian. That's a new one. It just showed up. So they're keeping an eye on it, obviously, everybody. But I do believe I do check with the MIB and stuff like that. I do check in with them. I believe in astral. I make peace with them. I don't cause, some people get in a fight with them. They wake up, they're terrified, they got a mark on themselves. It's like they feel like they just went through war. That's the MIB. I believe I connect with them often to make peace with them because I don't want to war with them at all because they can really screw you up. So, it feels like it really does feel like, because when I'm out and during the day, I feel MIB energies. I don't know if I was one or ran controlled them, whatever. I'm making peace with them. If you can channel these beings, which most people don't believe in, because they're told not to, because pop culture says this is all fake, as you can see by Ridley Scott. So I've been feeling that a lot recently. I haven't really mentioned that, have I? I never really thought about it either. When I go out like on Saturdays, not during the day. During the week, I'm working. I'm a slave to society. Thank you. But I'm trying to be a good prisoner. But anyway, going to work and just, like going insane sometimes. But I didn't mention that. This has happened like 2 weeks in a row now, maybe 3. I felt MIB energy, but not the like presence. It's just the thought of them. You know, I'm not feeling like I'm being watched, but I do feel something. So my feeling is I do connect with them off just to make peace with them, because no, I'm not an MIB. You know, just I mean, you can't channel these things. You know, it's like from what I'm feeling, I'm getting the green light to be able to do certain things, rather than coming and kick my ass. That's my feeling on it. I'm not selling out. Just you know, one of my, because most people don't believe in anything I'm doing anyway. So it's like, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not Teal Swan yet. I am the male version of Teal Swan, but I don't have the numbers of the Teal Swan. I am a male version of Teal Swan, so I'm going to have the opposite numbers anyway. So anyway, yeah, I can be moody too. But anyway, of course, I saw one of her shirts. Yeah, she had an alien on her shirt. If you check her out, I don't listen to her stuff, but some of the stuff, it just, yeah, you know, her stuff goes into drama central sometimes. It's probably helping people. It is a self-help, so that's good. I'm not here to self-help anybody, as you can see. I should be, but Infinite Waters here to help people. I'm here to help people, but in a different way. Just like some fourth density psychotic way, or whatever you want to call it, or whatever. And I'm here talking to a camera to myself, but anyway. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to be uploading this while editing all this. So anyway, just the channel of the insane. I have to keep up to that title, so I'm going on and on and on. Also, I don't know how long I've been here. Yeah, longer than I should be. So yeah, my mind's not. I was gonna do a healing after this. I'm freaking toasted. But yeah, I wanted to mention that whole thing with the MIB, and I don't think I'm so. I don't think so. From what I'm feeling, I'm getting the green light from them. I don't always connect to that, but recently I've been feeling some presence. So apparently, whatever I'm doing, I'm getting the borderline of they're gonna come kick my ass. But I'm not worried about it. But I'm just saying. Because most people don't believe what I'm doing. So it's like I'm being heavily monitored, as many probably do feel that also. So I'm not going to put any fear in it. It's just an intrigue mostly. So give me an inside baseball of some of this. So when I start thinking about it, it's like I'm just... so when I go to sleep, I basically check into the boss. Basically, boss of the world, make sure I'm not pissing him off too much. I'm known to do that, as you can see, but yeah, I'm trying not to cross the line, because you can't cross the line. It does exist. I don't believe I've gotten that. I've gotten somewhat. I've done channelings of Egypt in the early days. I don't go into Egypt that much, but sometimes it does come up. There's cone heads in Egypt at one time. And it just went to fragile waters. Yeah, I'm feeling the presence. So, yeah, I got a reptilian presence. You feel them. You kind of see them, but you know somebody's there. So, and it's not a ghost. Ghosts are easier to deal with sometimes. Now this one, ghosts are not very restrained to just like, they're like, talk to me, like, can you hear me? Whatever. Aliens are more just standing there like, God, can you fucking stop saying that shit? It's like, that's basically something like what I was getting, basically. So, give me an idea of what kind of presence. I don't put any fear out there. Don't worry about it. It's cool. I mean, it's. I mean, when you can do more of this stuff, it's just like you just love it. Our reality is kind of like it has its purpose. Obviously, it's not as exciting as the higher densities, but that's the purpose. We're here. We're here to open the can, unscrew the top and let all the truth come out, And so right now we're going to call it insane. That's just the way it goes. So it's all good. It's fun. I mean, it's, technical stuff I'm doing has a purpose. I'm trying to get out of all these projects. I mean, like the shopping cart, the Spirit Social, I'll get to those also, so just bear with me. It is 1 to 10 days for getting back to you. For delivery, I know it should be like Amazon. I should just ship it out right there, but I'm one person that got work. I'm tired. But the reason I'm going to go into this again a little bit about my website, changing it for the future. Something's telling me to up it up a little bit. Where I was using it before, Squarespace, and I really like the energy of it. So something's not right now. So went to WordPress. It's like that's like asking to be hacked, and there's always that danger. It's like that can happen. Not to say it will, but you never know. I won't put the energy out there, but anything's possible. So moving over to another system where it's going to be fine, and a new membership system will be in one thing at a time, though. But I'm basically getting ready for the future. That's what I'm being told to do. So I can give you some kind of insight. They're just before I didn't really have to deal with any technical stuff, but avoiding issues before they happen. Like I had my website had an update, crashed the whole thing. And it's been like an hour or two to figure out what it was. So this new, I don't deal with that at all. So I'm working out some the Q&A, like the question stuff that you can do on Spirit Social. You know, on this new site, and you can add the questions to it. It's a lot easier, seamless. It should be a lot easier. Everything is saved onto the site, so I don't lose anything. I said that earlier, but so it's just a stronger, more intuitive, more AI. That's all we need, more AI. Yeah, well, to give you some, what I'm feeling, if anything is going to turn into an AI machine, it's going to be Facebook first. Obviously, a lot of that stuff does exist within the Black projects. But my feeling is Facebook's got, like, 2 billion people using it. Maybe only like 1 million are using it, but anyway, or whatever. It's not that much people are active. But anyway. Well, I mean, Google... but see, understand with Facebook, people put their whole lives in there. You can't do that with Google. You can put your email. Wow, look, they got a 10% off on soap. When they scan their email, well, that's pretty exciting. But with Facebook, you're putting your thoughts in there, things that you like. It's just all going into a machine. Of course, with Google, whatever you search for, as long as you're logged in, but even with the IP address, they can still monitor you. So. Yeah, they're building their own. I think Facebook's going to be the first one, but I could be wrong. But I don't want to go into that at all. But not to say it's anything to worry about, but yeah. Maybe after, just give you something to think about. I'm not putting any worry into it, but yeah. If there's a self-aware creature, it's going to be Facebook, from what my feeling is. Anything's possible. What do you think, Lockheed Martin? And of course, they're working mostly with vehicles, Boeing. But, they do have their own AI. That's all Black projects. Yeah, it might be a public company, but the Black projects are right. They're there somewhere. They're plugged into all of these companies that create these weapons for the military. Oh, it's all Black projects. It's public versions of it. Like the CIA that's a Black project. That's them, definitely. FBI has some, I believe some that do, I don't know if I ever made this public. I believe some agents do work for the Black Project, but they're not aware of it. Like ex-agents, they get hired for some government whatever, and they don't know what it is, but I do see the FBI in that, but the CIA, from my feeling, is all Black projects. They don't call it that, but that's my feeling, because they're doing a lot of illegal stuff overseas. And here also, and monitoring this conversation. Brought to you by the CIA. I don't work for them, just in case. Some people accuse me of that. Not that I know of. I don't know anything about that. No. No, but when I go to Disney, that's definitely not that. The CIA. I'm not aware of it. I can't believe somebody actually said that. That's when you really made it in life. When somebody accuses you of that. But I'm not. I don't know anything about that. As far as I know. I have a daily job like anybody else, and I have the luxury of being able to take time off to do sessions and things like that, which is great. Can't do that very often. Can't do that with many jobs. So And of course, my job is kind of like sinking into obscurity. If it makes it through this year, I'll be really surprised. Of course, I've said that years before, but now it's getting worse and worse. Yeah, because our product is not exactly needed anymore. Anyway, it's okay. I'll make it all work. It's not a big deal. So, anyway, that's about it. I know I kind of rambled on for a little bit longer than I thought. So, much love, blessings. I have no idea what I'm going to title this as. I'll figure something out. I probably forgot everything we talked about. So, all right, much love, blessings, and stay weird and keep connecting. Take care, everyone. Have a great week. Much love.